if you know anything about my philosophy and the philosophy that I inherit from Rudolf Steiner and anthroposophy, evil is parasites.
I'm David Wolf, and I'm here to tell you about what got me here.
His name is David Avocado Wolf. He is a nutrition and longevity expert.
Even before even getting into that detox booklet, really reading that, you gotta have a goal or intention for this whole cleanse for yourself. Very important. My personal feeling is that intention is what's behind everything. Is something good or bad for us? Depends on the intention behind it, right? When I think of big corporations, like, these big pharmaceutical companies, there's some great people who work in those companies and some terrible people. And the intention, the overall balance of intention is what determines if that thing is good or bad or whatever's produced by those organizations. You think Merck Pharmaceutical only produces bad stuff? Well, they produce a charcoal bentonite clay tablet that's pretty darn good with a lot of good intention behind it. So intention really backs everything. And everything in the universe and everything that's going on in our lives, all backed by intention. And therefore, you got to have an intention. What's your intention for these 2 weeks? Is it a certain amount of weight that you're going to lose? Is it a certain feeling you're looking for? Is it a certain amount of energy you want to get certain tasks done? Maybe you're in the middle of a task. I was talking to Shazzy yesterday, co-author. We wrote Naked Chocolate together. And she's got herself under a 5-week lifeline, otherwise known as a deadline, to get her stuff done. And so, that's why she's really focusing down in her spring cleansing on getting a project done. And maybe that's what you're doing. I'm certainly in this, for me, the time that I'm in here, in this cleanse with you guys, I'm going to be working on this book I'm working on, which I'll get into later. It's just incredible. I'm so stoked to be writing this book. No one's written it. And then I'll get to the color cure after that for those of you guys who know about that, because I've been working on that too. Anyway, this intention that you have, this goal that you have, is going to be the thing that you constantly go back to when you get into troubled times. It's a good thing to write down. Have it somewhere. Put it on your mirror in your bathroom. Put it on your fridge. Put it somewhere where you look all the time. Put it on your computer. And then just keep looking at it. So when you get into trouble, when you're like, oh, I'm really hungry, oh my God, I want to cheat, I want to do this, you go back to that intention and you get back there. And maybe you just lay down. By the way, I think that's one of the best things I ever learned with fasting and cleansing is if you get into trouble and you're like, oh my God, you get shaky or something like that, lay down, go to sleep, take a nap, just lay down, close your eyes. It's one of the most amazing things. In 20 minutes, you can be completely back to normal, rejuvenated. You didn't have to eat anything. You didn't have to drink anything. And a lot of times that's just what you need. Lay down, completely rest, calm yourself down, take a few deep breaths. In 20 minutes, it's amazing what the human body can do and the way it can reset itself. Another thing that this cleanse is going to be doing for us, and it's something that we all need to work on more, especially in a world that's now we're into whole censorship and there's a whole attack on our free speech and everything, is developing strength and emotional poise. That's a critical component. This is an exercise. These 2 weeks is an exercise in developing strength and emotional poise. Instead of reacting, quiet. Instead of reacting, calm. Instead of the thing causing you to want to say something, don't say anything. Because you'll see that as you engage, especially as your calories go down and you get deeper into this, the more you engage with people, it can be exhausting. And we want to be careful, with our strength, our overall emotional well-being, and not get dragged into these arguments and stuff that can happen both in person and online or even on a phone call. So developing that, nope, I just stay away. No, I'll just sit in the uncomfortable. That's an important piece. Sitting in what's uncomfortable. Because there'll be times you're just going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be like, oh, I really want to eat. Oh, I really want sugar. Oh, I really, whatever. And we put this together, by the way, to make sure that we're on an approach that's driving those cravings down. That's one of the reasons why that's in the mix. The last cleanse we did, I was like, oh, just go on the internet, get the cloves, wormwood, black walnut, chanca piedra, the enzymes. And people come back and be like, is it this product, is that product? I probably answered minimum, it's probably more, but at least 100 messages in this regard. So I finally was like, let's just put our own product together for the cleanse. That's it. remove unwanted guests. That's the parasite killer. If you know anything about my philosophy and the philosophy that I inherit from Rudolf Steiner and anthroposophy, evil is parasites. We can define evil. One of the things in our world is that there's no good and evil. It's just all relative. Oh yeah, there is evil for sure. It's called parasites and parasitism, vampirism. And there are organisms in us right now. They're going, we want sugar. Give us that sugar. They're controlling our mind. This thing that an organism, a parasite, can control our mind is a fact. Look at Robert Sapolsky and his research. I think he's out of Stanford, and his research on toxoplasmosis. The toxo influences behavior. In fact, one of the things he upchurned in his research, Robert Sapolsky, is this whole connection between toxoplasmosis and very dangerous behavior in males. So, for example, there's a connection between toxoplasmosis infection, a parasite, and motorcycle accidents, a strong correlation. The point that I'm driving here is that parasites are controlling our consciousness to some level or another. And what we're doing these 2 weeks is we're starting to take sovereignty back. We're starting to say, no, I'm in control. The sugar demanders, we're getting them out. The chemical demanding stuff, like I want those chemical foods. Those are little critters going, we want the chemicals. And when we start throwing this in there, and then, by the way, this has to be actually a physical herb, meaning it's not extracts. It actually has to be the physical powders. And the reason why we need that is because these critters, a lot of them living in our digestive tract or along our digestive tract or in our liver, they're mechanically absorbing things that are coming down the pipeline. And as soon as they start getting the cloves, the wormwood, the black walnut, and the chonca they start going, this is not good. We got to get out of here. And it starts a process where we start to mechanically get them out. Ask any colon hydrotherapist about worms, right? Because we don't want to think about that stuff. That doesn't exist. That's somewhere. That's over the border. We're told as Americans that stuff exists. Oh, in Mexico, you get that stuff over there. It's so completely ridiculous. Like, just the border, it stops or something. If you've eaten sushi, the chances of you having tapeworms are high. I know it's a tough one. I don't necessarily say that on the open internet, but with you guys, I'm just telling you, that's the facts. And when you get them out of you and your whole cravings go away for alcohol, for drugs, for whatever it is, chemicals, sugar, then you start going, wake up. This is a major wake-up call that's visceral and a real life experience, which is so rare today. Almost all science is abstract and theoretical. We don't know what to believe, but this is real. You're going to feel it. You're going to know. And that's such a cool thing. That's why I position myself here in this field, because we can prove it to ourselves. We can feel it. You can feel what's happening. Like all of a sudden your sugar craving is gone.
Success is persistence. I will persist until I succeed. I will never consider defeat. I will remove from my vocabulary such words as quit, cannot, unable, impossible, hopeless, and retreat. For those are the words of fools. I will persist until I succeed.